It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. A winter storm will develop over the southern plains and track to the Ohio River Valley and then into New England tomorrow with areas of hazardous weather. Severe thunderstorms and heavy rainfall is expected over the northern Gulf Coast and southeastern U.S., while heavy snow and gusty winds are expected north of the track of the storm, especially in southern New England by tomorrow. Closer to home, this week expect fair, dry, and mild patterns, and they'll be lasting into the weekend. Temperatures will remain warm to above average by around 5 degrees. Skies will be more clear than cloudy, and conditions will be dry with winds more light than breezy. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. As a reminder, today from 7 until 5, General Hydronics Plumbing will be installing a water service at 1021 North Florida. During this time, traffic will be reduced from 4 lanes to 2 lanes between 10th and 12th Street on North Florida. There's also going to be some traffic control devices in use, so use caution as you navigate around traffic control devices, or better yet, choose different routes. But if you are in the area, keep your eyes open for equipment and crews on site. Tomorrow, the Alamogordo City Commission's regular meeting will be taking place at 6:30. There'll be a presentation and discussion on setback requirements and subdivision ordinances. Consider and act upon appointing a member representative and an alternate to the Southeastern Regional Transportation Planning Organization Committee. Consider and act upon appointing a board member to the Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development District Council of Governments. Consider and act upon Ordinance 1686 for first publication to add Article 11-08, Section 08-010-08-040 to Chapter 11 Criminal Code concerning peddler and solicitor regulations. Consider and act upon Ordinance 1687 for first publication to add Article 1107, Section 07010-07-060 to Chapter 11 Criminal Code concerning alcoholic beverage regulations. Consider and act upon terminating the lease with Downtown Ventures for default on the lease, and appointments to boards and committees done by the mayor. Tularosa High School presents a blood drive happening next Wednesday, February 21st from 10 until 2:30 at the Bloodmobile there on campus. This blood drive is hosted by Vitalent and Wildcats Save Lives. The virtual Otero County Democrats 2024 County Pre-Primary Convention will be called to order at noon on Sunday, February 25th. You can register to be part of that by visiting alamogordotownnews.com. After you register for the convention, you're going to receive an email with a link to join the convention. Be sure to save that email so you can be present virtually on February 25th. Well, today is Monday. Let's get a pup date from Animal Village NM.
Hi, this is Sunny Harris with Animal Village NM. For those of you experiencing emergency situations, finding yourselves challenged by providing food and care for your families, including your pets, Animal Village NM provides free pet food to area food banks. In Alamogordo, we provide food to Love Inc. and in Ruidoso, the Lincoln County Food Bank. Please contact them directly for their days and times of operation. You'll all see those commercials for the big guys like ASPCA, Humane Society of the United States, and you see the movie stars and hear the famous singers on those ads. But have you ever looked them up and looked for the situations in which they help and where a big percentage of the donations go? You might be surprised to see how much of the donations go to administration, and yes, that's important. But have you ever seen them helping here in Alamogordo or even in New Mexico? Most of the funds are put to work in the Northeast and overseas, not here in New Mexico. With donations to Animal Village NM, your money goes directly to the dogs and cats in need in New Mexico, mostly in Otero and Lincoln counties, period. So when you need help for pet food, for low-income spay-neuter, or rescue transport, who do you ask for help? Well, Animal Village NM receives more than 100 requests for help every single week, every month of the year. But right now, we don't even have enough donations to cover our low-income spay-neuter program. It's on hold until we have $10,000 more coming in per month so that we can pay the bills to help pets in need right here in your hometown. I guess you could ask the ASPCA or the Humane Society of the United States, but what do you think your chances are? Animal Village NM steps in 24/365 to help animals in need, no matter what. but these services are only free to those who receive them. They're horribly expensive for us to provide them, and we've been doing it since 2007. Free services are free to those who receive them. They are more and more expensive for Animal Village NM to provide them. The bottom line is that for you to enjoy a more loving and cost-effective community, you as part of the community have to do your part. Make more possible for pets suffering in your community. Be a more responsible community and take responsible action today. Become a monthly sponsor today on our website. Donate shoes at First Savings Bank or the mall. Or remember, we're helping to make it better for your community, and help us by volunteering. Do your part today by supporting our 24/365 work in your hometown at animalvillagenm.org. animalvillagenm.org.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.com. Local sports, local events, and local happenings, and more. Owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.com. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
A Colfax County crash killed a baby Friday night. According to the New Mexico State Police, a 2022 Ram pickup driven by Houston Martin de la Torre, 41 of Florida, was heading east when it was rear-ended by a commercial motor vehicle driven by Talon Green, 29 of Texas. Green was hospitalized for minor injuries. However, an infant inside the Ram died. 4 other occupants were taken to the hospital. New Mexico State Police is still investigating, but they said everyone was wearing a seatbelt and alcohol does not seem to be involved. The top Albuquerque Police Department officer under federal investigation has resigned. APD spokesperson Gilbert Gallegos confirmed that Lieutenant Justin Hunt has resigned from his role with the department. This came after the federal agency began investigating the Albuquerque police officers and an attorney over missed court appearances over DWI cases. Hunt has been with the department for about 24 years and was the top earning city employee, raking in over $250,000 a year. That's $30,000 more than his boss, Police Chief Harold Medina.
We are in a position to expose a huge internal case for the Albuquerque Police Department and hopefully get the resolution that we're hoping for, and make sure that anybody who's been accused, that we have solid cases.
4 other Albuquerque officers are also under investigation by the FBI. They are on paid administrative leave. The Bernalillo County District Attorney's Office has stated they had no choice but to dismiss nearly 200 DWI cases in light of this investigation. A bill that would create a waiting period for gun purchasers has passed the New Mexico Senate. The vote was 23 to 18. House Bill 129 was amended 3 times. The waiting period was introduced as 14 days, but later changed to 7. Also, if the required background check has not been completed within 20 days, the gun seller is allowed to transfer the firearm to the buyer.
This bill may not solve this problem of mass killings at all, but we do know that the statistics show we will make an impact on suicide deaths.
State Senator Joseph Cervantes of Donna Ana County, who is also the bill sponsor, but what he's saying is not really backed by facts. There is very limited information that suggests a link between suicide and waiting periods. If an individual is that depressed, he or she will likely make use of what's available. I don't mean to sound cold or uncaring, but merely sharing facts uncovered by multiple sources. Many of these studies were done as recent as last year.
Not a single crime will be stopped by this bill, and I don't believe a single suicide will be stopped by this bill.
State Senator William Scherer of Farmington.
We are punishing people who are good citizens. And I think if we go down this road, this is the fuel that will continue to fuel the flame of the divide within this state.
State Senator Cliff Pirtle of Roswell. If the House agrees to these changes, the bill will head to the governor's desk. Not only is Santa Fe spending your money, but now spending your employer's money as well, whether they can afford it or not. After hours of debate, the Paid Family and Medical Leave Act passed the Senate on Friday night. A similar effort failed last year, but sponsors made a few tweaks this time around that they believe will get it to the governor's desk. The basis of the bill is the same, and if passed, it will require employees and employers to pay into a state fund that will allow workers to take paid time off when a child is born, a family emergency happens, or any other sort of medical crisis. The big changes discussed on Friday center around the length of time workers are allowed to take. For maternity and paternity, employers can take up to 12 weeks, but a floor amendment shortened the leave period for medical reasons down to 9 weeks. The amendment also changes the leave from calendar year to application year to ensure that employees cannot take more than 12 weeks off in a year. Another change on the Senate floor was adding a required 20-day notice, but only if possible. They are also expanding the time employees have to pay into the fund before they can apply for paid time off. The original bill only required 90 days, but that has now been expanded to 6 months. A move that was popular with small business owners, such as State Senator Joseph Cervantes of Donna Ana County.
That to me is very important as an employer, is to know that if I'm holding a job open for somebody while they're on this leave for taking care of a newborn or family member or something else, they've worked for me a while. They've invested in me and I've invested in them. And yes, I'll hold that job open for them because they've worked for me for 6 months. I don't want to have that kind of a guarantee for somebody who hasn't put that investment into me before that.
Small business owners argue this bill will be a financial burden on employers and limit the ability of business owners to help out their employees on their own terms. The vote was 25 to 15. The bill now moves to the House with only a few days remaining in this session. The legislature is considering a study to consider the potential effects of reducing class sizes in schools on student outcomes, staffing, and funding. Jason Espinoza reports from the Roundhouse.
Representative Andres Romero, chairman of the House Education Committee, has introduced House Memorial 20, which requests the Legislative Education Study Committee to study kindergarten through 12th grade class size reductions, including the potential effects on student outcomes, staffing, and funding. The start of the memorial states fewer than 1 in 4 students in New Mexico scored proficient in reading and math on the National Assessment of Educational Progress tests in 2022, ranking New Mexico the lowest in the nation for student reading and math proficiency. And goes on to note, national research indicates that reducing kindergarten through 12th grade class sizes can be an effective means to improve educational outcomes, increase student engagement, and improve classroom behavior, particularly in elementary grades, among at-risk students, and in classes with less experienced or effective teachers. According to the bill analysis, New Mexico set class size requirements for K through 12 students in the early 1990s, and few changes have been made since that time. According to a 2016 survey by the National Center for Educational Statistics, New Mexico's class size maximums for elementary students are below the national average. New Mexico's maximum class size for required middle school English courses is close to the national average class size for middle school teachers. However, class size requirements for other courses in 7th through 12th grade are above national average class sizes for these grades. For the New Mexico News Network, I'm Jason Espinoza.
Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 7 games for New Mexico girls basketball today, including silver at Chaparral and Deming at Santa Teresa. 6 games for New Mexico varsity basketball today, including Chaparral at silver and Santa Teresa heads to Deming. Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies. Clear tonight, sunny tomorrow. High today of 51, low tonight 29. High tomorrow, 58 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, clear tonight, and sunny tomorrow. High today of 32, wind chill is going to make it feel like it's 1. Low tonight of 19, wind chill is going to make it feel like it's 10. High tomorrow of 40, wind chill is going to make it feel like it's 15 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.com, and you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting KALHradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.